Om Stapakaya cha Dharmasya Sarva Dharma Swarupine Avatara Varishthaya Ramakrishna Te Namaha Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadguru Pada Padme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmu Namaste Rajaya Vivekananda Suri Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharini Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. We saw in the last class how in the Swapne, Artha Shunye, without even any objects, Srijati Swashaktiya, how the mind creates by its own power, by its own capacity. Bhoktradi Vishwam Maneva Sarvam. All these, the objects of enjoyments, the mind creates. Not only that, even the enjoyer is created by the mind. Not only the objects of enjoyment. Because you cannot, in Swapna, you can't go and eat Rasagulla. You cannot do anything. But the mind, it creates not only the Vishayas, it creates the enjoyer also. Bhokta also is created by the mind. Not only the Vishayas. Everything is the creation of the mind. Tataiva Jagratyapi no Visheshaha Tatsarvametan Manaso Vijirumpam. In the same way, there is no difference in the waking state. Also, all there is only an expansion of the mind. So we saw in detail. Because ultimately, everything is only by the mind. Because one of the standard examples they give is, in the sleep, the deep sleep, where is the world? World is not there at all. Nothing is there. There's a total cessation of everything. Only this awareness that I slept well comes. You realize, when you get up, you realize that you have that awareness. Sleep में तो वो awareness है भी पता नहीं. But that time it doesn't. It's not even. You are not even aware that you are aware. But when you get up, you know that you are aware of that. That is the proof of the Sakshi or that which is Nitya or eternal or Atman or consciousness or whatever it is. So the greatest example which the traditionalists give is, if the world is real, उसको तो हमेशा ही रहना चाहिए. Should be always there, but it is definitely not there in certain parts of time. आप 24 घंटे के अंदर, in 24 hours, there are certain parts of time where the world is absolutely not there. So whether that is real or what we see is real, how do you distinguish? See, a person who is always sleeping, only somebody is sleeping all the 24 hours. For him, there is no world at all. Normally, physically, maybe it is not possible. Medically, it is not possible. But argument sick, I'm saying. So in 6 hours, 8 hours when you sleep, there is no world. Supposing the sleep is extended to 24 hours, there is no world at all. Only because you get up, only in the Jagrat Avastha, we create all this world. And its expansion, its shades, its differences, its sorrows, sufferings, good, bad, good feelings, happiness, everything is only by the mind. Is it not? Supposing even in the Jagrata Avastha also, you simply sit, go deep into meditation, where there is no other awareness, except maybe what you are meditating upon, maybe your own Ishta Devata, maybe some concept. That's the only thing. You completely brought the mind together, gathered it from all its running about, completely gathered it and focused it on one object of meditation. Nothing else is there. So the again and again, that is what the Shastra is trying to say. Don't give any importance to this waking world. It is so unstable, so unreal, so unimportant. Why do we give so much importance? All our suffering is because we are giving importance to that, is it not? Supposing we can ignore the Jagrat world, the waking world, will there be suffering? No suffering. The pain, Jagrat world. The feelings, hurt, insults, all those things, everything is because of the mind only, is it not? Somebody scolds you, if you take it one way, it is scolding. If you think that no few words, supposing someone scolds you in the vilest Russian language, will it make any sense to you? No. Supposing I come and scold you with unimaginably bad words of Russian, I use to scold you. Will you understand the word of it? Will it make any sense? Oh, he's shouting at me, you might think that much. Supposing I very sweetly tell you all those words. You may be thinking he's greeting me, he's saying some nice words to me. But actually, it may be the worst kind of language. So, some association, some this thing, some words, because these words, the formations, the letters, how they are formed, we have certain connotation, is it not? So again, the connotation only, only the mind given. DOG, DOG, it means dog, an animal, kutta, everything is a convention only, Supposing in some other convention you can see DOG means it's the highest manifestation of God. Then people will start worshipping. So it's all convention only. The conventions created by the mind only. The mind only says this is bad. Mind only says this is good. Mind only says this should be, one should run after this. Mind only says no, completely give it up. So everything is, manaso vijrambanam. Everything is the expansion of the mind. More, see, very extremely important idea and a very wonderful, wonderful concept. Worthy of remembering, worthy of attempting to understand. Because just if you think deeply, the whole thing is play of the mind only. There's nothing apart from that. That's why he again and again he emphasizes. Several other shlokas is going to continue also. So he continues saying, Shushupti kale manasi praline naivasti kinchit sakala prasiddhe ato manakalpiti eva pumsaha samsare tasya na vastutasti. So he says, just as Sushipta Kale Manasi Praline. It is well known that there is nothing in the dreamless sleep. Everything gets merged there. Naivasti. Kinchit Sakala Prasiddhe. When the mind is stilled, there is nothing. It is well known. Sakala Prasiddhe. Everyone knows. When the mind is stilled, there is nothing in the dreamless state. Says Ataha Manakalpiteva Pumsaha Samsara. This samsara is a creation of the mind. It does not exist in reality. Yatasya na vastuta asti. In reality, it is not there. Samsara. How much we are suffering, again and again. Even to think that it's wonderful, it is not there, it's only by the mind. It's a very, very beautiful idea. Actually, if we really go deep into it and even a deep contemplation of this text and its slokas and its meaning will be a tremendous stability of mind. It will give you so much of peace and calmness. Ultimately, all of us, whoever is born, whoever in this world, in this samsara, constantly there is suffering, something or other, age, disease, deprivation, death, birth, loss, ever so many kinds of sufferings in this samsara. But, if you understand that, in the sleep there is nothing, only that awareness. Similarly, the samsara is only creation of the mind. Vastutaha, paramartataha, from an ultimate standpoint, it does not exist. Because apparently there are some here, there, things moving about, and then there are so many items and this and that we say, but in reality, they are not there means they are absolutely not worth considering. They may be there. What does it matter? I don't care. I'm not bothered. So when the mind is active, the objects become perceived in the dream. In the dream also, everything is perceived because of the mind. So similarly in the waking state, when the mind is not functioning in dreamless state, nothing is perceived. So actually, not only that, even in the waking state, supposing you are sitting, you are very deeply absorbed. You are something you are thinking very deeply. You are just there. But your mind is deeply absorbed. Something has happened, or something is about to happen. Something is very, very important. You are alone, you are deeply thinking. Somebody is standing in front of you. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Your eyes are open. The person is right in front of you. You are not seeing. Your mind is not paying attention to that. Your indriya is open, it is not recognizing. Even if he calls you once or twice, then third time, when did you come? When did you? 10 minutes I'm standing in front of you. What are you deeply absorbed? Oh, something, you see. So, it's all only you have to go deep into all this to understand. At the surface level, we also fall along the way only. We follow in line, this, that. We suffer, we enjoy, we are happy, we are sorrowful, and all that. But when you go deeply, you understand everything is creation of the mind. So that is why it is very necessary to control the mind, to purify the mind, so that it does not do all these tricks. All that you will come to later, how important it is the purification of the mind, because it's all there. Why the mind is doing all that? Because the mind has so much deposits, so much of other things, so it keeps on producing. Is it not? The more and more we indulge, more and more samskaras are created, more and more such things. No? They always give this very famous example. Supposing you eat a big rasagulla, rajbhog, but it goes and gets stored in the mind as vasana, as samskara, as the effect of whatever you did. Then someone brings a white ball, immediately, oh, that rasagulla comes to the mind. The mouth starts watering. You immediately want to go and rush to Bangla Sweets to get a piece and eat. All that. So, how to stop that? How the expansion of the mind through which everything is produced? Manonash, quelling of the mind, quietening the mind, bringing it to a standstill avastha. In sleep is not in our control. After some stage, people don't get sleep also. They suffer for several years. Arey, to mera to nind nahi aati hai, nind. But the point is, so it's not in our hands after some stage. But controlling the mind, even in the waking state, is definitely possible. There are disciplines, there are practices, there are avenues by which all that can be done. All that would come. Then he explains, Vayuna niyati megaha punastene vandiyate manasa kalpate bandha mokshastene kalpate. Just as how the clouds is a big formation of clouds, how it is possible. The wind alone gathers them. It's not. They only pushes them together to form a big formation. Similarly, the same wind disperses them and separates them. The clouds go away. They're dispersed by the strong wind. There is no rain. Similarly, he says, the manasa kalpate bandha. The bondage is a creation by the mind. Mokshastene kalpate. The liberation or the freedom that is also brought about the mind. Is it not? If you think that how in a place like Himalayas, you see, where there is minus temperature, even if sweater, coat, then jacket, then chadar, cap, then also shivering. People going bare body, take bath in that cold. Why? Just the mind. The mind says it's cold. No, please be careful. You need lot, this, that, otherwise you'll catch cold. There's so many things. And you put on more and more and more. The mind is nothing doing, doesn't matter. Let it catch cold. Then you go and dip and nothing happens. So, the restriction, bondages. So, this is one at the physical level. Even at the mental level. Oh, so and so said something. So and so happened. So you are very unhappy, very sorrowful. Why he did? Have done so much. Why this person is not responding like that? Bondage. Doesn't matter. Kya baat hai? I did. Whatever I want to do, I did. Did that person say anything? I don't care. Why should I bother myself? See, you do everything, and over and above that, you suffer also. That person is very happy by ignoring you, by being ungrateful to you, or by speaking ill of you. That person is very happy. You are suffering all the time. You have done everything. You already done a lot of good things. And over and above that, you are suffering. What foolishness! अरे ठीक है अच्छा किया मेरा कर रहा था कर दिया इसमें दुख क्या है Whatever I did was good. That is my good samskaras. So I don't care. If the person doesn't acknowledge, if the person is ungrateful, if he says something bad about me, doesn't matter. My conscience is clear. I have done something very good. I have done something useful. So how happy and how free from sorrow and suffering we'll be. Na? All our sufferings lifelong is because of that. Na? So and so said something, so and so did something. So and so did not do something, do it. Our whole life is devoted to so and so. So and so doing and not doing is all our life. Nothing else is there in our life. This is all. Whole life is this. So and so. So and so, so and so. So and so, so. Throw that so and so away. Don't care. Why should I bother? I am happy. I have done something good. I have led a noble life. I have led a pure life. I have helped people to extent possible. I have been good as far as I know. Unconsciously, I might have done something wrong. But consciously, I have always been like that. See, that should give us strength. That should give us happiness. That should make us powerful. But the mind plays such tricks, No, no, no. Why he did like that to me? Why he did like that to me? Why he did like that? Maybe he's normally looking at you. See how he's looking at me? As if he will do this, that. Nothing. He, bechara, just like that he's looking. But we attribute he's looking at this. He is doing like this. He is speaking like that. He angle mein dekha. Everything's only imaginary in the mind only. Arre, chodo yaar. Don't bother about that. I will be happy because I have done everything. So go ahead in life. Again, keep doing good things. Yes, this person also might betray me. He may also be ungrateful. But I am not going to change my nature. My nature is to help others. My nature is to be good to everybody. My nature is to be kind to everybody. To be sweet to everybody. That's how I will do. Acha, आपका पसंद नहीं है, fine, no problem. I move away. That's all. So it says, just as the clouds are gathered by the wind, they again dispersed by the same wind. It's the mind which gathers all these clouds of sorrow, suffering, and then deprivation, ungratefulness, disease, sorrow, suffering, everything. Somebody telephones yesterday. Oh, Maharaj, Father, somebody that they went for a test, something is wrong. Now we are consulting another doctor. I said, how old is he? 80 years. Please, 80 means full life. Should not worry beyond that. Whatever is to be done, you do. Anything, medical test, these, that, you do. But you can't be completely losing sleep over that and day and night suffering. No, why? People have to go. You also have to go. I also have to go. So, unnecessarily, this doctor, that doctor, endlessly thinking, what happened, I should tell or not tell. No. Spend happily. Give him a peaceful time. Rest of his life. If you are peaceful, he will live some more years. If you have worry and transfer all your worries to that person, he will go away quicker. Don't do that. So, it's all only our imagination. Or nothing will happen. Even if that person, after he goes also, they are going to live. They are going to do the same rituals, sleeping, eating, going, coming back, dressing, new things. Everything will happen. Maybe now and then they will, acha, then again you relapse into your old activities only. Does anything stop for somebody's death or birth? Nothing stops. We go on. We go on the same way. But now and then, and then a lot of weeping and wailing and all that. And again going back. Why this drama? If that is so, everything should stop. If you are totally hurt by somebody's death, you are so sorrowful, then you should not do anything. Simply you should also die. But then we do everything. Every activity we do. But now and then we keep lamenting, it happened like that. It's okay. Everything will happen in time. Nobody will wait. Time and tide wait for no man, they say. Everything is going to happen. So take it normally. Do whatever is possible. How to serve that person. How to take care. Do all that. But then, don't imagine that by all these you can delay that person's exit. Or even if you don't do also, he may leave for 10 years. If you do also, he may go away in 2 days. God knows when is his ticket purchased. So, accordingly by turns, they'll be called. You can't stop it. So, these are all, very normal things. But they know how the mind conjures up several situations, several things, and says this should happen, that should happen, this is sorrow, this is suffering. Everything is, See, for the person himself, it may be wonderful thing. At the age of 80, without simply lying in bed for 5 years, going quickly, might be a very wonderful thing for that person. But we want for our sake, we want that person to live, suffer, then lie in bed, and finally everybody say, Baba, kab jayega? Till then we keep on. What is the fun? We don't know what is reality. So let it happen. Do everything that is possible. That's what, all this knowing about the mind, its tricks and all that. That doesn't mean that we will not go to a doctor, we will not do medical checkup and all. Everything you will do. But there always be at the back of the mind that is playing all that. Whatever is to be done, you do. See, the word doctor. A person cancer, 4th stage, 3rd stage, for him it doesn't make any difference at all. 4th stage means you prescribe more medicines maybe. 3rd stage means little less. And then he goes to see a person who has no cancer at all. Right? It can be like that, the same way for you also. Whatever is to be done, you do properly. But so that's why he says the mind that is creating that. And then again it is giving another illustration. He drives home the point again, he hammers it into our heads. Dehadi sarva vishaye parikalpya ragam badnaditena purusham pashuvat gunena. How it binds us like an animal with a rope. Vairasya matra vishavat subhidaya pascha yenam vimochayati tan maneva bandhat. Producing attachments to objects like dehadi sarva vishaye ragam. Attachment to things like body. Why they say dehadi? Starting from, because that is the starting point. The whole game starts with the body. Body is the greatest impediment that causes the greatest of attachments in body. Everything, and somewhere or other you will find everything is linked to the body only. The attachment, the relationship, the good and bad, the whatever we eat, sleep, go, this, that, buy, everything, is centered around the body only. So that's why he says, Dehali sarva vishaye parikalpe ragam. That is, that is actually the attachment to even, parikalpya. In a way, it's kind of even imagined attachment, you can say, or a strong attachment. Really, it is not that. It's all imagined, this attachment. Badnadi tena purusham pashuvat gunin. How does it bind a person? Just as, we bind an animal with a rope. This is how a graphic example it gives. How animals are tied, the big rope, it is tied so that it can't go here and there. In the same way, the mind, it binds a person with all kinds of attachment. Do this, don't do this, here, don't go, this is bad, this is good, this place is that place is that. Everything. Buy with so much care and this and that calculation, we buy something. After 2 days, finally, so it's not like that. What he thought is not like that. Then next 100 days, only lamenting, what can be done, what can be done, what can be done, what can be done. Even if you think it's good also, it will go away after some time. After a few days, it's going to be destroyed. If it is not so good also, after some time, it's going to be destroyed. Rather, whatever is done, can we make the best out of it? There are some defects, maybe this, that. How that can be addressed, how it can be made wonderful, even in spite of all that. Is it worthwhile doing or only lamenting? So, attachment, parikalpi ragam, badnanitena purusham pashuvat gunin. Just as animal is bound by ropes, it completely binds a man, this mind. Then, vairasya matra vishavat suvidaya paschat enam vimocheti tan maneva bandhat. Then maneva, that mind itself, bandhat vimochayati. It frees us from everything. How? By creating vairasya mantra vishavat. Like a poison, it creates awareness in the mind. Then suvidhaya paschat. Then afterwards, the same aversion as if they were poisoned and liberates him from that very same bondage. Mind only creates. How does one really get finally mukti or moksha? Because the very same mind, when it awakens, when there is viveka and vairagya, when there is vichara, then it clearly understands the nature, how we are bound, how it is caught, how it is making us dance like this. Once it realizes, once it is caught, but then immediately the mind surrenders and releases you from the bondage. Then you are absolutely free and you're no longer bothered, you're no longer in a sorrow or suffering. There's tremendous peace and there is happiness because it brings about a state of being established in truth or Brahman or in the supreme knowledge. So never after that will that attachment to body, etc. It's not that temporary, not that narkat vairagya they say. Somebody is died for a few days, you don't feel like this, that. Then after the 10th or 15th day, again you start the whole story. No, that is not uh, moksha. That is not vimocheti. That is not vimocheti bandha. That is not release. Release means when it really understands real nature through constant practice. It takes years, constant practice, awareness, this viveka, vichara, vairagya. Then, slowly, this is the nature. For this I suffered so much. I completely throw away all that. I'm not going to be bothered at all. Let anything happen. I only want to know what is truth. I only go in that direction. Yes, body has to be maintained. I'll put some little food into that, or I will do some little clothing, or little personal things. That's okay. But I'm not going to tie my mind, my emotions, everything into that and suffer endlessly. I will be happy. I will be absolutely free from all that. That is the real nature. And again, just as all that, it should come only from the mind. Because you see, ultimately, the idea of life is to go even beyond mind. The body, mind, intellect, and you become your true nature ultimately. But to go to that state, the most powerful instrument ever given to you is mind. आपके पास सबसे अच्छी जो उपकरण है वो मन है उसके अधिक कुछ भी नहीं है नथिंग बियॉन्ड द माइंड सो द the path to liberation also should start from the mind only. You use mind to go beyond mind. Thakur says, no, supposing a very powerful thorn has pricked your foot, it is lodged inside. How do you take it out? Take out another thorn or some such sharp object, open that, take it out, and throw both. It's all embedded in the mind. Use the mind to clean it up and go beyond. Then you go beyond mind. Mind also you give up, throw it away. Because you are at a state beyond mind. Because as long as you are at the level of the mind, you have to come back. Again it will catch you. Again it will involve you. So ultimately when you completely purify the mind, when you are in a deep state of sadhana, you go beyond mind and go to that state from where there is no coming back. The mind is settled in such a way that it can never, no longer attract you. And just only that idea, if it gets into the mind, supposing you are a diabetic, you are very fond of sweets, you have taken so much. Now the mind is, although it's all arranged in front of you, best of sweets from best of the shop, 15, 20 varieties, but you are very much aware, no, this is poison for me. I don't touch it. Yes, it looks attractive, but that is poison. Once that awareness is strong in the mind, let them give, no, I don't take it. I don't take sweets. No, egg bhi nahi, egg boond bhi nahi, kuch bhi nahi, nothing. Not even a drop, not even a piece, not even a particle. That kind of. Because the mind, the awareness is very clear. It is no longer deluded by the sweetness or the attractive color or the shape or the size or the past experience. Everything will come to the mind, flooding your memory. Oh, kitne aap bachpan mein khaya tha, dekho na, le lena, bahut acha hai. The mind would say, no, nothing doing. I put a full stop, no more. When the mind understands, then you are free from that. The very mind which used to go after that, buy and eat endless number, now clearly says, no, that's poison for me. All the objects of the vasana, that's why they said, it's like a homa agni. The vasanas are all like the ghee that is poured into that. And then there's indana, all that we saw earlier. So, if you remove that, once the mind understands clearly, so the mind only can give you that moksha. Then the Guru, he concludes the discussion on the cause of bondage and liberation. Finally, the idea is, what is bondage? What? Ko bandhaha, ko moksha. That's what he is asked. The 6 questions that the disciple asked at the beginning. Now he says, what is the cause of bondage and liberation? That discussion is concluding. Tasman manak karanamasya jantoho bandhasya mokshasya chava vidhane bandhasya hetu malinam rajogunehi mokshasya hetu virajas tamaskam. So how does he conclude? Tasmat, therefore, mind is what produces bondage and liberation. We have seen number of times. Tanmana karanam asya jantoho bandhasya mokshasya chava vidhane. Produces bondage and liberation in a person. So that is the vidhana. The mind alone is that which vidhane means padane, utpadane, producing. The mind alone produces the bandhan or moksha. We have seen endlessly. So what can be, how the same mind can have both. You say the mind is a cause of bondage, I understand. But again say mind is the cause for the liberation also. Can the same mind do both the functions which are quite opposite? How is it possible? For that he gives the answer. Bandhasyetu malinam rajogunihi. What is the cause of bondage? The mind being sullied or foul or made unimpure by rajoguna. Malinam rajogunihi. That is the cause of bondage. I think the same mind, mokshasya hetuhu virajas tamaskam. When it is become viraja, without raja and tamas, when it is free from raja guna and tamo guna, then that is the mokshasya hetuhu. That is cause for the moksha. So he did not even say bandhasya hetuhu malinam rajo tamo guna. He said mainly it is rajo guna. Tamas, it's so bad. There's no tendency even to simply it goes into sleep and inaction and that kind of even a lower state. Even to do something bad, you need rajoguna. Na? Some people all the time they spend their life sleeping, not doing anything. But you want to do something to break, to lose, to good, bad, everything, you need rajoguna. So that's why he says, because of that, the rajoguna only, it makes one extrovert, bahirmukh. You see, people are running about day and night without purpose. Here, there, everything there will be. And they have nothing to do but simply, posing as if they are extremely busy doing something involvement. So, the out of the Rajoguna only, all the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Machira, all the shadowy pose, everything, you will find that it is it's all originate from Rajoguna. So, Rajoguna is to indicate that are of various kinds. It's not just only one. There is a gunaihi, the plural is used because Rajoguna leads to so many kinds of actions, innumerable, thousands, lakhs, whatever you can imagine. All at the root of all that is that basic, that Rajoguna, that is making one perform, indulge, good, bad, raga, dvesha, all that is because of Rajoguna. If you are simply sleeping, you don't have any enemy, you don't open your mouth. The moment you open, somebody would like, somebody would dislike, you will hurt somebody, please somebody. So any involvement, any action, any kriya, any Rajoguna means kriya, action. Action means good or bad, likes and dislikes, opposites, all that would come. So it's the Rajoguna that is completely the cause for all that is bondage, because Raja means action. The moment you indulge, the moment you perform, the moment you participate, everything comes. That's why here also again he was saying earlier, again he would say at the highest level, they say all activities should be completely given up. Unless you are totally free from all that, you can never free from Rajoguna. Anything you do, immediately it's because of Rajoguna. Any action you do is going to create likes and dislikes, good or bad, friend or enemy, something or other. There is an effect for every action. Whatever you do, it's immediately going to produce an effect. So Rajoguna means it's all full of all that. So that in turn leads to bondage. You do something, you do something which is not like the other person. That creates enmity. You hear in your mind, you develop dvesha, you develop anger, you develop other things toward that. All that, that keeps on working in the mind. Even when you are sleeping, you are shouting suddenly in the sleep. Terribly, the people come and wake you up. Why? That is again is reflected in the mind. Oh, he did like that. I did so much. He's such a person. Who is there? Nobody. You are sleeping. Oh, acha, acha, acha. So, it keeps on working even in the sleep state through the swapna, etc., through dreams. So, the moment you indulge, the moment you participate, that's going to create something or other, some attachment or other is going to be created, and that is the reason for all the bandhan. Attachment, raga means ashakti. Ashakti means you're bound like a pasu, like animal. And so what is how the same mind functions in an opposite way? If its mind is that which is causing bondage, it should only cause bondage. But you say the very mind is liberating you. Why? Because the whole thing is, you are the three gunas, everything That's why how the infinite, boundless, eternal Atman, how does it participate? How it is all happening? How we are feeling that we are bound, we are this, that? So all because of the place of three gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tamas, the mixture of all these in various forms, in various percentages, that is what is leading to activity, various kinds of activity. But if the mind, if you purify that, a pure mind, if it is made something devoid of Rajo and Tama, then that mind, there is no attachment, there is no reaction. It doesn't feel hatred towards anybody. There is no raga, there is no dvesha, there is no kama, krodha, because all that come from raja. When the mind is rid of rajas and also of tamas, otherwise sattva and tamas will look like person who is totally sleeping all the time, a person who is meditating. Both will look alike. There is no action in both of them. But both the raja and tama should go in such a mind where there is only sattva. Then the mind is, it is completely in a very pure state, elevated state, and such a mind is able to grasp the ultimate, the truth. It stays in that level, and that is completely, it is liberated, it is moksha. Because to conceive, to grasp the ultimate truth, to realize all that, you need a mind which is properly prepared. So the same mind, and it is full of raja and tama, it gets into all kinds of difficulties, indulges, make you feel bound, creates all kinds of bondages. And when you remove the mind, the tama and raja are removed, then such a mind is only pure sattva. In such a mind, the truth is reflected, and you are in a wonderful state of bliss or ananda. So then they will say how it is possible, how to do that. So it's very nice to say that you need a mind which is free from raja and tama. How does it happen? How does such a mind is achieved? Then he is giving. The Guru gives a reply. How pure it is the mind because the moksha is to be attained? Viveka Vairagya Gunathirekat Shuddhatmasadya Manu Vimukte Bhavatyato Buddhimato Mokshoho Tabhyam Dridabhyam Bhavitavyam Agre. Bhavitavyam Agre. पहले आपका मिलना चाहिए. First you should practice in the beginning. That is the starting point. Without that, nothing will happen. What is that to be Bhavitavyam Agre? Viveka Vairagya Gunathirekat Shuddhatvam Asadya. Getting the purity, asadya, attaining purity, Shuddhatva, through the cultivation of Viveka Vairagya Gunathirekat. Athirekat means actually in a very powerful way. Athirekat means firmly. Gunathirekat. If you be firmly established in Viveka and Vairagya. These are the two things that are extremely essential. Without that, nothing will happen. Something is there. What would prevent you from doing from anything which is harmful, anything that is negative, anything that is bondage? How will you do it? Through Viveka. You discriminate. The more you discriminate, the more the quality of Vairagya will awaken in you. Because Viveka is the first starting point. Because we are not able to distinguish between what is real and what is unreal, what is permanent and what is totally temporary. We are unable to distinguish. So we run after again and again the temporary things. Food, clothes, money, relationships, body, this, that, mind. They're all unreal only. Body is unreal, the indriyas are unreal, vishayas are unreal. Maybe we are able to understand to some extent because all that are perishable by nature. The body is perishable by nature. The indriyas are perishable by nature. All the vishayas, whatever we like, whatever we cherish, whatever is my most favorite dish, most favorite cloth, most favorite car, house, everything, all are perishable. It's perishable. Mind also. Yes, mind also. Mind also is perishable. Why? Because now I find, oh, you are such a wonderful person. 5 minutes later, oh, you are the most useless person. So the mind is unsteady. It has no stiratva. It has no nityatva. The mind is now like that. This moment it likes everything so much. This moment doesn't like. This moment ashrama is wonderful. Next, oh, useless. They only care for rich people. Then something else. Then this person, this moment is most wonderful. Oh, he's a worthless person. So the mind is nothing. The mind is no steadiness. It is anitya because it keeps on changing its goalposts, keeps on changing its objectives, keeps on changing what is good and bad according to that. So there are so many things in the mind. So the mind is also, when it is full of rajoguna, it is like that. Full of tamoguna, it is like that. Full of sattoguna, it is like that. So the mind is also, so everything that is anitya, whatever you can imagine, whatever you can think of, whatever you can participate, everything is anitya. So only the extreme with firmness, if you are established in Viveka and Vairagya, and you are absolutely unyielding renunciation, not giving up under any circumstances. We study, we hear, "Acha, theek hai, aaj kar lenge." Then today it's okay, from tomorrow I will do it. And again tomorrow, next day. Goes on like that. No, now itself, this very moment, no more. I have drawn a line now and now only. Then only that is called firm renunciation. Guru Maharaj gives a very, very beautiful story. There was one lady who said, "Are dekho, the next door neighbor, how he is slowly renouncing one by one. Are aisa hota hai kya? Kya renunciation? Dekho." Immediately he put on the towel on his shoulders and he walked out. That is called, Thakur says, Tibra Vairagya, firmness. Unless one is firm and determined, no, it does not happen. Again, we hear good things, we study good things, and then we do the same thing. That's why there is no improvement, enhancement in our quality of life, in our quality of mind, in our quality of spiritual seeking. You hear something, find out whether what the person says is true or not. Is it true? It is proper, it is dependable, it is satya. I take it. Now, it is very moment. There is no discerning, there is no vacillation. Now and now only. That kind of Vedanta. That's why he is using the Atireka. Atireka, that's mean very firmness with benefit, because that only will give beneficial results. Shuddhatma masada mano vimukti. That is, mind gets qualified for vimukti. Mana will get qualified by vimukti only by getting the Shuddhatva through Viveka and Vairagya. Then Bhavatyato Buddhimato Mumukshoho Tabhyam Dadabhyam Bhavitavyam Agre. So a seeker, Mumuksho, is facing all so much. Bhavati Ataha, therefore, Buddhimato, very intelligent person, who is Mumuksho, is seeker after liberation. Tabhyam Dadabhyam. That's why a seeker of liberation and intelligent person must firmly be established in these two qualities. These are the first one, then and only the whole thing starts. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna. So fourth, you'll all be able to come. Fourth is MCD election. You'll have class or not? You will come? Evening? Very good.